it's us.
We're live.
We survived the
We're
fire
live.
alarm. We're all still here.
Hooray. Hooray, the
That
building
was cool.
is
I was
less
literally
on fire
about
than
to
it could
press
have
the
been.
let's go live button, and the fire alarm went off, and I was like, well, great,
Nice.
cool, good.
That's because it detected that this stream is fire.
Oh God.
Or trash. Just hot trash.
And now it's
Detected the trash
cringe.
fire. All right. Can the audience hear us? That is the
Audio is
question.
here.
Audio is here. In that case, I shall intro the stream, as is my wont. Hello, internet friends, webcomic fans. It is your friendly neighborhood dungeon biologist welcoming you to another episode of Trash Heroes, the steamy D&D streamy, wherein
Apparently,
we recount.
I am the only one moving. Hang on, that's weird.
Okay,
That is weird.
I don't know what to do about that.
I gotta do that again.
How do I fix that?
That is a novel problem.
I'm moving around.
I'm gonna push us to a different stream. Hang on a second, and then go
to
back.
a different stream. Wow,
A screen.
some kind of
Talking with streams.
technical magic is
Okay.
happening.
Try moving around.
Hello, look at me.
Can you guys? Do you guys got motion now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I just need to like reload that window.
So we can be heard and seen.
Cool.
I'm not gonna do that again. Welcome to D&D. There you go.
Yep. D&D
It hurt
time.
them.
The end.
It's D&D.
Our players-
We're here now. Let's just play.
Let's all D&D together.
Our players are just these two people, and that's it. No, wait, Peter's here too.
Yep.
Yep.
3 people.
Today, Peter
As
will be
always-
played by the part of the room.
As always, our players are a collection of wonderful internet cartoonists, and you can check out their work in the upper left-hand corner. I'll point to my upper right because that's... Oh, wait, your upper right-hand corner. I'll point to my upper left.
You're pointing the right way anyway.
Whatever.
Don't think too hard about it.
You can figure it out. It's the text that says links and
Yep.
Patreons and things.
Oh, I
Go
can also
support
do a
your
fancy
artists.
thing. Let me see if I can do a fancy thing in the chat.
Oh, the fancy thing is going to happen. I'm terrified.
Nope, didn't work.
Nope. All right. Good job, everybody.
Didn't
Excellent.
work either.
Great.
Yes,
Cool.
this is the most
I
professional
won't
stream
do
on
a
the
fancy
internet,
thing.
everybody. Our production values know no bounds.
We're all very
Jeff
good at
Bezos
this.
is supporting our...
We've only been doing this for what, a
anyway.
year? We're great. We're good.
So anyway, let's meet the characters. First up, Keeper of the Vermin, Protector of the Trash Heap, Fetid Quaggle.
That's me. Hello.
And next up, the larger-than-life pit-fighting superstar, that is Oogna Sugartusk.
Yeah, bone crushing time.
In absentia, our trickster cleric, rogue baker, and all-around party animal Tromlin Darioles. Currently lost in some kind of hell,
Tromlin,
apparently.
we pine for you.
We pine for you, Tromlin. Malo Fuerte will find you.
Ugna is very sad, though. Genuinely torn up about this.
And, of course, our sweet old grandpa, who's also accidentally an ancient warlock, Copernicus Sunshine.
Oh, hello. Has anyone seen my legs?
Yeah, this is a problem.
We've only
so
got half a
me-
grandpa.
Okay, let me recap some of what happened last time. I had a very sizable recap written just because I was going to let Randy know what was going on, but I'll keep it a little shorter. But after reuniting with Fetid, the party set out from the Sunshine School for Peculiar Youngsters on a rescue mission to save the field trip students from Copernicus's evil shadow. And they set out with a group of staff members from the school and a ways into the pursuit, following the scent thanks to Fetid's schnoz. They found the broken up remains of the wagons and the turned to stone statue form of Professor Schnorp. And they dispatched Dagrid the half-ogre to take him back
Oh, I
to the
forgot
school
about
while the rest of
Dagrid.
them continued. Yeah, good old Dagrid with his giant sandwiches.
No.
You carried on into the night until exhausted, at which point you spotted a foreboding clearing where Fetid found a giant ruby floating in the air over a rotten stump. A clear magical trap, but Fetid failed his magical saving throw and was
In,
compelled to reach
several
out
ways. Yeah.
and to
was a
grab
bad
it.
time.
Yes, this led to a terrible demonic curse. Everybody got the cursed condition until further notice, and therefore has disadvantage on all rolls.
And
But
oh
in
boy,
addition,
what curses?
everyone had to make a saving throw against additional effects. Cromlin rolled a 1 and vanished in a puff of evil smoke, and is apparently in hell or something.
I did a good job.
Whereas Ugna was struck blind. Copernicus had his legs disappear from the waist down. This also happened to one of the horses, which had to be put down.
Yeah.
And what else happened? Oh, and then Uncle Finster
Yep.
and Fetid both were glowing with eerie green light, which is going to make it very hard to be stealthy. And on top of that, Fetid's hand that he touched the ruby with burned away, and
Yep.
is currently missing.
All in
So-
all, not in great shape. Although I am being
Not great.
ratatouilleed
Pretty
by Grandpa Pernie.
Yes, so
So-
Copernicus is strapped to Ugna's back
He's my seeing eye grandpa.
and is steering by using the ears.
Mhm.
So, resting for the night, you had a wide variety of terrible demonic nightmares. Copernicus specifically had some dream arguments with his brother-in-law, Sheki,
Right.
that we didn't get too deep into, but we will later.
I dreamed of Tromlin being lost and alone.
Yeah.
No.
Poor Ugna.
No.
In the morning, you all sent away Mickey Cotter on the remaining horse because things were getting more dangerous as you enter into the Blackthorn Hills where the undead roam, not the buffalo.
Unless we're undead.
And yeah, the undead buffalo
Yeah.
roam there.
Yeah.
This is where you encountered a friendly little slime that helped you navigate some dangerous
Right.
ooze-filled grottos, and you still have the little guy with you. But you started to encounter gangs of wandering ghouls of another undead, and eventually you were forced to cross a gorge to escape from some of them. And that is where you met a feral wolfling.
Right.
That is a wolf-blooded halfling, known as Garm.
Good.
Garm Sharpthorn. And you bartered for his help using Pernie's hard candies, which he thought were great, and has agreed to help you big dumb things find the other big dumb things that you're looking for,
Yeah, I'm just gonna
which
adjust
he
my
claims to have
connection.
seen.
BRB.
Uh-oh. I hope
Just
your
says my
connection is
signal
good
is a
because
little
you're
weird.
the stream.
It was unplugged. The birds have been down, jumping around my computer. We're good now.
Uh-huh.
Were we lagging out? Is it okay?
I was, yeah. I was
Well,
watching
you're
my
the whole
signal
stream.
kind of go weird. So hopefully I'm okay now.
All right. Well, hopefully the audience caught all of that because I don't want to do it again. I am, in fact, now going to launch the first poll.
Hey,
So I'll ask my
I
players to
will
step
get
away
out
from
of
the
the
chat.
I will ask chat to please let me keep my one remaining hand.
Well, we'll see.
You didn't say anything about your balls though.
Okay.
No,
Sorry.
I mean, I haven't used them yet
No
anyway.
kobold
It's
balls.
true. And if you're anything like birds, you only
All right,
have one
everybody.
anyway. You don't have a backup.
That would make
As
sense.
usual, most reptiles do have two because they
Oh.
didn't lose it because it's
'Cause they don't need to
flight that
fly.
caused them to lose it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the poll will run as usual for 10 minutes. As always, chat, you all have the ability to vote at least once for free, and you can use your channel points and things, bits and whatever, to vote more times if you wish. I believe I've set everything up correctly. Please do vote. I'm very excited to see which of these options occurs.
Yeah, we're without
And I
our
will
Shadow
note
Dan today.
from last game, yeah, I had to make the poll myself because I don't have a shadow DM, but we'll just have to carry on. For those who might have missed last stream, the chat were the ones who chose the nature of the terrible curse.
Thanks, chat.
The trap had multiple options, one of which was a demonic curse. Other options
To be honest, though, I'm
include
having a lot of fun with this.
poison. So it could have been worse.
I'll be
How many of us
having-
are immune to
I'll be
poison,
having
though?
a lot more fun if I can.
Oh yes, but a magical
true.
a magical poisonous fog would have been a very different
Yeah, that's
story.
that's a problem.
That's true.
Okay, so keep those votes a coming. It was also last time that the other poll last time was the choice of the friendly creature that you encountered, which
Oh,
turned
right.
out to be a happy glob of slime.
So we pull
Okay.
ourselves out of tortured dreams, and Ugna, to hide her like sobbing, gets up and just immediately starts doing push-ups.
No, this is after.
Oh, this is after.
that.
Right. We
But you
sent
can
Mickey
say
off
that
already.
happened. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
She's still.
I'm like-
You've just been doing push-ups and crying this whole time.
Basically, and I'm just like, it's just sweat. It's just sweat. Don't look at me.
But my eyes, they're
I'm just
getting a real workout from all this crying I'm doing.
Yep. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Excellent. Keep those polls a coming. Somebody let me know if there's any problems with voting with channel points.
Oh,
'cause
that's
I
right. We're off with Garm now.
I
Yeah.
did check that option. Yes. So while the poll is running,
Right.
and I excitedly await the results, I will carry on. So you informed Garm that you were looking for, that you were following this trail, and he immediately, I'll remind you, said something along the lines of like, big group of big dumb things. I saw them. And he has agreed in exchange for this sack of hard candies to lead you to them. Although I will remind you also that there was a structure on one of the floating rocks on the horizon that you were also you were making towards, basically just because you had
Didn't you
kind of
say
lost the trail and you were looking for a landmark.
that it looked like a tower or something?
It looked like some sort of like hut or shack built into the side of this boulder, this floating boulder. Oh, did I screw up on the cost?
And we figured that was where it's going, or that's where they were taken.
Apparently, I didn't set. I left the default cost for channel point votes. And it's not what we usually do. Someone want to tell me in the chat what it usually is? Well, apparently, I am unable to edit it.
Ah, well.
Heck.
Sorry, folks.
Can you do a free channel points next time?
Yeah, I'll bring it down on the next poll.
Yeah. One
if
channel
people
point.
If people want to go ahead and put your channel points into this poll, I'll lower the cost to like 10 or something on the next poll. But it was 15 and it went up last time. I think that just was an error. I think the default changed and we didn't know it, is what happened.
Could be.
Because when you pull up the poll, there's a default number of channel points. Sorry, someone said in the chat, it went up last time and Dan was going to look into it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think they just, it sounds to me like Twitch just raised the default. But there's like a number setting thing. I should be able to, but I think I can just edit it. Like I saw it when it came up. I just didn't know what it normally was because I am not the one who usually sets up the polls. Yeah, I didn't see the use bits option. I take it this one is not allowing you guys to use bits. Well, that's okay. Vote as your conscience directs you on this particular poll, and I'll see what I can fix for next poll. No worries. If you feel like you would like to have put some bits in, you can always use your bits for cheering instead. These guys need all the inspirations they can get, as evidenced by last game.
Or do we ever?
Yeah, golly, yeah.
Also, my bird keeps falling asleep on the top of my drawing board and like almost falling off and then flapping to catch herself because she's just that sleepy. Oh, nutmeg.
Meg's molting pretty hard.
Yeah. She just lost her biggest tail feather.
Hard work.
Yep.
She landed on me the other night and I just was sitting there like yelling at nothing, and I was like, what's your problem? I'm trying.
Just cranky.
Yep.
And then she just pulled out her biggest tail feather and threw it at me. I was very angry at it.
Meh, I hate it. Take this thing away from me.
Yep. Just channel points. Does anyone remember if there used to be the option to use bits, or was it just channel points? Oh, okay. MLIS Revenge says the lack of bits option was because I thought it was because I was on mobile. Yeah, I think maybe they've changed things around a bit.
Could be.
That would be really crappy if they've taken away the ability to use bits on the polls. Although I'm sure people have plenty of channel points as well to use. Oh, interesting. There has been some shifting about on this poll.
Oh.
Keep your votes coming. It's actually tight here.
So,
Do.
I believe we are
Okay.
following a halfling.
Yes. So, Garm begins to lead you away from this place. And he says, "You come this way. Big, dumb, dead things. They will come from there." And he points off towards the narrower end of the ravine.
Okay.
And as you'll recall, he whistled and summoned up his
Oh, right.
wolf companion, and he now mounts on the black wolf's back and begins
Wow,
to trot
rude.
along.
Okay, the way you make a half halfling, half wolf is by mounting a wolf. So,
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
Somebody's
Yes,
doing
indeed.
it.
as I believe, Copernicus, you rolled an extremely good. An extremely good.
How do you make a wolfling? You take a
Arcana
wolf and a
check.
halfling.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
so-
you rolled a really good history check last time, and I told you.
let's call it what it is. It's a furry lore check. That's
Yeah.
Yep.
You rolled your furry
Yep.
lore.
I'm gonna know. I burned like 3 inspiration last game, and none of the rerolls ever helped with the curse. I didn't
Yep.
make any saving throws, but I know how to fuck a wolf. Don't you ever doubt
Yep.
that.
Look,
Even
you-
when
one
Grandpa
place.
Yeah.
on his last,
succeeded.
not even on his last leg. Even when his last leg is gone, Grandpa still knows. He still knows
You-
what part of fanfiction.net to go to.
Barb,
It's like
Barb
literally
was
your
onto
best
some
roll.
weird stuff on the old Pernie
Yeah.
net.
Yeah.
Like it was literally your best roll for the night.
You're like, I might not know anything, but I know
Hey.
furries when I
Oh,
see
I
one.
know these wolflings. These are the ones where the matriarch druids go into wolf form and get it on with wolves, and then they revert back to halfling form to
Yeah.
increase the
worse.
numbers of their
They're
hulks.
not welcome at a lot of halfling family gatherings.
Happy Dragon Con, everybody.
Yay.
It is Dragon Con.
You heard it here first. Yiffing exists in the Trash Jersey universe.
Yes.
It
sure
is
does.
trash for a reason.
This is like literally a specific send up of ElfQuest.
Good.
Man, that's a pretty tight race there, folks.
This is, I don't know if I should mention it, but this is also your character from my game that I run for you.
Yeah, this is
So,
actually a PC character.
I
that
know
have
this
played
guy.
in the past before.
I know Garm.
Who is just as annoying in that.
Very
thing.
good.
Okay, we're down to the last few seconds of the poll. Vote now or forever hold your peace. By forever, I mean until the next poll. Anyway. And I'm gonna post some stuff.
So are we
Here to
pass without tracing? Because
push.
I know
Yes.
that we are sneaking through like undead infested lands.
Mhm.
And I can't see, so I'm sure I've got penalties to stealth. Although Pernie is like directing me by
And I'm
pulling my
blind,
ears.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneak.
Sneak.
Okay.
That's how I'm helping.
I am
Yes.
cronking as hard as I can.
No, Garm has already passed without
Oh,
trace.
good.
So go ahead and make your stealth rolls.
Good.
Remember, you're rolling them with disadvantage, but you do have a plus 10 from.
I rolled
Sorry.
2 11s.
nice. I rolled a 12 and a 13. So.
Oh,
I'm
Sounds
running
like
Ugna, so I
Disadvantage isn't
assume,
doing much
So-
to
I
you guys.
assume that I don't have to make
26.
any rolls.
26 for me. With the pass without
26
trace.
is the low roll so far.
Yeah.
What do you got there, Copernicus?
I'm riding Ugna, so unless I'm dropping hard candy as I go, I feel like I'm exempt.
Yeah. You know what? Go ahead and make me a roll, but don't roll it with disadvantage.
Okay.
Just sort of establishing a baseline kind
Not
of
to
thing.
sneeze at the wrong time.
Yep. And then go ahead
Hey.
and add the plus 10 and your normal stealth bonus.
Yeah, so that's a 32.
Yeah, you're fine.
Good. I'm glad I used that 19 that I could have used last session on this.
Yep, good. Good.
Okay. The chat, by the way, the poll is done. First poll is done, so you can return to the chat, my players.
Oh, cool.
And we can continue.
Chat.
Okay,
Push the
so
chat up. Good.
so Garm begins to lead you across the landscape. You sneak through these like barren, craggy hillsides. With Garm's clear, intimate knowledge of the area, he leads you through like narrow ravines and cracks in the rock that you wouldn't have otherwise even realized were there. And with the magic of with the ranger magic that's being employed, you of course come like right under the noses of bands of ravening ghouls, and they don't notice you. They it's one of those like sweeping camera shots where the camera like moves across the landscape, and you see like a gang of ghouls up on the rocky outcropping, and then just down below in the brambles, you guys are slipping past, and that kind of thing.
Nice.
And you managed to evade anything. Are you asking Garm anything about the shack up there, or are you trying to get him to make you towards that direction? He's kind of vaguely going in that direction, but probably like 45, 50 degrees to the east.
Who was it who noticed the shack?
Definitely not me.
I believe it was Fetid. But
Okay.
like you all know where it is because Fetid pointed out there's a shack on that giant boulder.
Not me.
None of you need a perception check to notice the giant boulder. It's kind of obvious.
And was Garm with us when he pointed it out, and he just like
no,
no,
it
okay.
was after that Garm found you, and
Okay.
I'm gonna need
Okay.
described video from Pernie for most of this trip.
Yeah. A half-wolf halfling is walking along, muttering about how stupid and big and loud we are and dumb.
We are big and loud. Yep. Yep.
Hey, I'm not big.
Well,
I am loud
that's
and
true.
dumb, so.
I believe he was saying big dumb things and small stink thing.
Right. You're the small stink thing.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That describes our group perfectly.
Yep.
I feel like you have the best rapport with him. Maybe you'd like to
Yeah,
bring up
I'm
the
gonna.
flying shack.
I would like to ask him if he knows anything about that weird flying shack.
It's the love shack.
Yeah, you point out the floating shack. Yeah, he says it's got a tin roof and it's rusted. No, no, he does not say that. In fact, he's when you point at it, he glances where you're pointing and snorts derisively and says, "Oh, big dumb flying things. They are very big and dumb. When they come down, they are like you." He sort of waves his hand generally at your whole group, which I'll remind you, the group now is down to Professor Menair Smurf McGargamel.
Right.
Who was in cat form for a long time, but is now in human form, having clambered over the ravine with you. The three of you, with Copernicus riding legless on the back of Ugna and pulling on the ears to steer blind Ugna. Fetid, of course, and then two of the faceless flesh golems that you had dubbed the Swolems.
Yes, the Swolems.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the entirety of your group now.
Great.
Good.
Garm is treating the Swolems as though, like, when he refers to you as a group of big dumb things, he kind of just waves his hand at all of you. You're not clear if he's really distinguishing them from like Ugna and Copernicus and Menair Smurf. So yeah, he says those big dumb things fly away. Sometimes they come down when their flying things break.
Are we frozen again? I think we may be frozen again.
Oh no, more freezing.
Everyone but your connection. Frozen.
I'm going to the maps.
I'm looking at my. It works. We did it.
Switch to the map screen.
Why are we frozen?
I seem to be frozen on the map screen.
Yeah, our sound is good. What the hell's going on with our connection
now
today?
Only lane is frozen.
Yeah, it looks like it's just me.
I'm double checking our connection again.
Weird.
I'm gonna try the old plug it in, unplug it, plug it in again.
I think that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah,
good?
the entire stream just froze.
Hey,
Heck.
You did whatever you did.
I think it's working.
Hello, hello. Look,
Hello,
I'm gonna
hello.
move around.
Lane's still
I'm gonna
frozen.
fake. I'm gonna
Yeah,
fake.
I've
Am I
got
still
a
frozen? I can't see the stream at all. It's just like a.
stream attempting
Yeah.
to reconnect.
The stream is buffering.
Yep.
Should refresh that tab.
Like I'm definitely
Okay.
not frozen here.
And
On
we're
Okay,
getting
we're back.
like a 404 type no
yeah, now
camera
there's
move.
like
Okay, we should be back.
some sad guy.
We're attempting to reconnect.
Uh,
Reconnecting.
Reconnecting is happening. Oh, this is a real. This session is extremely
all
is
trash all the
extremely
time.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yep.
As we're there's an upset looking guy.
Hey, we're back.
Hey, is
Lane's
Lane
still
moving though?
frozen.
I don't think Lane
Lane
can
is still
move.
frozen.
I'm
In the
still
chat.
frozen. Let me like reconnect to Discord with
Yeah,
my
you
camera.
might need
This
to. This
is-
is a problem.
This is the curse.
Oh
This is the
god.
curse from last session.
The whole stream is cursed.
Yep. Yep.
You are still frozen.
Yep.
My goodness.
Hmm. Yeah, someone has cast a petrify spell upon me.
That's-
I think.
What the hell's going on here? Hang
Can
on.
you bring it back in?
I'm just gonna cut all of us for a second.
Oh no, it's not actually break time.
Hey, Lane's moving. We're all moving.
What?
Are we moving? Can we move
Yeah, we're all
now?
moving.
Whoa.
Yay!
Hey.
Oh,
Oh boy.
I'm alive.
This stream is good and cursed today.
Alive. Honestly, you just need to be able to hear me talk. Frankly,
Yeah.
no one's tuning in to see my face. I'm not the famous person here. I'm not some kind of internet cartoonist.
See, Past Mighty is sending in the IT corgis. Good, thank you.
Excellent.
We need it.
Thank you,
Hooray,
Seabass.
IT corgis for the win! For the win, I say. All right, so what the hell was I talking
Yeah, if you
about? I
chant
forget now.
Barb 3 times in a mirror, like, there'll be a bucket behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When you
Bucket size margarita.
fucking chum. I forget what we were doing. You had asked Garm a question, and I forget what it was.
Yeah, about the floating island shack thingy.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, he was saying that yeah, sometimes those big dumb things, the flying dumb things, fall down here. Their flying things get broken, but then they are so big and dumb, all of the dead things come and try to eat them, and sometimes they get eaten, and sometimes they get away, but they're very loud and dumb.
Fascinating.
Do they have?
They live there or something. And he points up at the rock.
Do they have magic of the kind that could remove, for example, curses? Or do you think that they have a good, overhead view of the area and would have seen anything if we were able to go up there and contact them?
He gets a little kind of like his fur stands up a little bit, on his hair on his neck when you say curses,
Hmm.
and he makes like a little warding sign with his hand.
Oh yeah, we're definitely not cursed, by the way. No curses here.
No, that is bad. They are magic for flying. They not have other magic. If they had magic, they would not be eaten. But sometimes they are eaten, so they are not magic. Or maybe it is just not good magic. But they are up high. See lots of things, I suppose.
What do these guys look like? Are they like big and fluffy, or do they got like feathery wings?
Which one of us looks most like them? Point.
He sort of gestures vaguely at Copernicus Una conglomerate.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. Now watch them
Some
be
are
like,
very big and dumb, but also much black.
okay. All right.
Interesting.
Well, I think let's keep letting him lead us. But if we get closer and closer to the thing, with my 2 fly spells running simultaneously, at which point don't make me make any checks because I'll have like double disadvantage.
Yes.
But if I have 2 of those running simultaneously, I can make up to 6 of us fly, and I can boost one of them an extra level with a blood point, I think. Maybe actually, if I sacrifice 20 HP, I think I can boost both of them, so I can make 8 of us fly. So we can get up there if we have to.
Yep, you sure
Hopefully
can.
we don't.
Yeah. It sounds like these guys
And
aren't
that
super
doesn't
friendly.
even like take carrying into account, right? Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Can we keep an eye on the shack as we travel, both at the landmark and just to see if anyone comes out?
Yes,
Somebody
indeed.
else is gonna have to handle that one.
Actually, I will
yeah.
let Copernicus is well traveled is going to allow him to make
Ooh.
a history check here.
History time.
So
History
don't
time.
forget your disadvantage, but
Oh, goody. It could be worse then.
We all have just disadvantage on everything.
yeah, every roll you are
All right,
So
so that's
cursed.
that's a 12.
total of 12.
Yeah,
You
with my plus 10
vaguely
modifier.
yeah, you vaguely remember that in the Broken Hills like of the Blackthorns, where there are a lot of these floating stones and hills and boulders, that there are airship
Gonna
pirates.
come here?
Oh,
So this
okay.
could be related to that. Some kind of thieves or
Wanna come here,
bandits
Brady?
or whatever who have a hideout.
Okay, so probably we don't
You
want
don't
to.
remember much about them,
Care
but
of
you
that
remember
for
that
the
that's a
time
thing.
being, then.
Well, the good news, like, we don't have a ton of valuables, but we could like try and hire them. And by like valuables, I mean like I don't think it's stuff that would look good to steal, but if we can like make a convincing case that we'll pay them out, we could gain a mercenary army of non-cursed people to help us.
What worries me is that I don't think we're in a good position to bargain with them by force, and I don't think with the curse situation we'd be particularly good at negotiating right now.
Yeah, I mean,
either.
if Tromlin was here, I'd really trust him to talk them just about anybody around to just about anything. But like,
Yeah.
I'm not good at people.
No, I want to
Yeah.
keep that.
Me neither. But we'll just keep an eye on the old Skyrock for the next
Yeah,
bit.
Okay.
I think that's a wise plan.
So you make some pretty fast progress. At one point, if one of you maybe says something about like how far behind are we? Because of course Garm mentioned seeing this large group that passed through, and he'll actually say that you're only a day behind them and
Okay,
gaining.
that's pretty good.
They don't
And you
have
realize, of course,
a ranger
oh
on a
hey,
wolf.
well, and you had a ranger for the first part of your travels as well, which made the difficult
Right.
terrain a little easier to pass through.
And they have like a bunch of children, which I imagine like like you know when you see like the kids walking along the street and they have to hold the same rope so that no one
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
lost.
yeah.
Like I know
That
these are like young adults,
Yeah.
not children, but
Yeah,
still
these
I
are
imagine there's
older
like
kids.
still
yeah.
trying to herd teenagers is
A
still a
group of teens
disadvantage
makes
on
everything difficult
survival.
terrain.
Yeah.
And as we
You might
travel, I
even make
might
it
work
worse in some
on.
instances.
I can't remember if I'm disguised yet, but if not, I'm gonna work on disguising myself as we travel so that I don't look like the person who may be terrorizing them at the moment.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Just in
I
case.
forgot that it's your shadow leading them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean,
indeed.
for one thing, you don't have legs.
Yeah. I mean, great
Yeah, you
disguise.
look very different.
You're very committed
Mhm.
to this.
Half the height.
You look like the shadow, but only in certain types of light. Like when there's a light that's like catching the top half of the torso, and the rest is just not really
Mhm.
showing up on the shadow.
Yeah.
That whole thing. Okay, so yeah, well, you managed to really evade a lot of these ghouls, and you make very good progress today despite your curse. There's a lot of stumbling. There's points where you have to climb some crags, and that leads to some high comedy moments as people roll climb checks with disadvantage. That leads to a lot of exasperation from your guide, as he is forced to like you can aid each other and try and like overcome some of that. Ugna like uses the boots to avoid having to make climb checks, but then like botches the landing.
I also just rolled an athletics with disadvantage and like still got like a 23.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I'm good. I have a
But
plus
yeah.
11.
Overall, you're making pretty good time, and of course, the Swolems don't have any particular disadvantage. They just sort of like continue to stumble along, carrying most of your gear.
Despite looking so cursed, they're not actually cursed.
Yeah.
Despite having no faces. Your party looks pretty interesting. The whole like, these people have no faces. This one has no legs. This one has no hand, etc.
Yep.
Mynheer Smurf will.
Half a wolf.
Yeah, and then you've got an owlbear and a wolf and a slime
Yep. Good.
and a cat.
So just your normal D&D party.
Yeah, totally typical. Everything's fine here.
This
is something that needs to be. Oh no!
You're gonna pull the camera off the computer. Come here.
I want to get that.
Come
Every
here.
once in the
You're a
blue
bird.
moon.
I know. Thank you.
I like it. Every once in the blue moon when Meg will be next to the camera and lean in front of it. That's my favorite.
The like dinosaur
When
face.
when there's just suddenly a cockatiel head just going
Sudden bird.
Have you seen the artist who draws giant birds on battlefields? Like,
Oh,
like
yes.
it looked like a Magic card illustration.
I love
like, they look like
those.
this- yeah, they're so good.
It's a perspective drawing of a D&D battle map, right?
Yeah.
But it's
So
got a
use
bird
your
on it.
figures on the battle map, and then somebody's bird lands on it. You can do the same thing with a cat. It's great. Okay, so as you're traveling along at a given point here later in the day, you're getting a lot closer to that big flying boulder on the horizon. You actually can now see further on the horizon more of these, like as you look out over the broken hills, particularly whenever you're in a higher position, as you've gone like over a ridge, that sort of thing. You'll see these big floating, some of them as big as like, hills themselves, these boulders floating in the air over the landscape. And at one point, as you're cresting a rise and looking up at that one particular one, now you can all clearly see, except Ubna, of course, just rubbing it in,
Good.
shack built onto the side of the place. It looks like someone has like driven some long log like poles deep into the rock and then built a structure hanging from those on the side of this boulder. And it's got like a deck all around it with various mooring posts like a harbor would have for tying up to. And you eventually get able to see and make out the shape of what looks like a small ship, like a boat, something barely like basically like a boat, right? So a small ship is in just barely above the size of like a rowboat, like a jolly boat, something that you would maybe be able to put a mast on and sail around, but it'd be a very small schooner. And it does have a little mast with no visible sail. You imagine it's probably quite windy up there, so a little bit of sail would probably go a long way.
If we wanted to steal it to aid in
I
our
knew.
quest, who among us do we think would be best equipped, and how fucked would we be when they crash us?
Does anyone have
Probably.
handle vehicle?
No.
Me
Ugna
and-
does.
Yeah. That's true, I do.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Would
But
you
you're
like
blind.
to try to steer while I yell out directions?
Can you ratatouille an entire ship?
Only one way to find out.
Oh god.
Out of curiosity, is there anything bucket list related to heisting an airship?
Oh, at least like for sure.
Great. Good.
Okay,
Like just
So-
under that heading, there's an entire column heading on the list of heists. Yeah. High-speed air
roll
chase
a
is on the
wisdom
list.
save.
Okay.
Net one on the first roll.
Oh, good.
So,
Oh, very good. That's good.
Okay.
Yep. Good, good.
Oh no.
I think we're traveling too slowly, and it's very tremendously important that we gain access to some kind of faster transportation. I think we should go up and see if we can get that airship. I'm confident that we'll be able to find a way to pilot it together. Absolutely
I'm gonna
confident.
roll. I'm gonna roll a wisdom check to see if I agree with you.
I love that Tromlin isn't here to stop all our terrible ideas.
Well, my low roll is a 9.
Good, good,
My
good.
wisdom modifier is a 4, so that's a 13, which is actually much better than I was expecting. But
Did you roll
not
with
super
disadvantage?
yeah,
Okay.
that was my low roll.
Oh, okay,
Wisdom.
good.
That's still not super great.
Yeah.
Should I
So
roll
I'm like,
persuasion?
yeah, that seems like a pretty decent idea.
I got an 11 as my low roll.
Oh yeah.
Am
Should
I
I roll
the...
persuasion on my attempt to convince them
I
that
mean,
this
I am
is...
gullible. If you convince me of anything. Like, for a minute, I'm like, I don't know, you guys. I don't know if that's a good idea.
We could see further, and we could see from above, but we could surprise them with getting at them from above. I think this is nothing could go wrong. I
Those
think
all
I'm gonna
sound
roll
like real smart
persuasion
things
now.
to do. Oh,
Yeah,
don't bother. Don't
So
bother.
hang on a second. So just so you all know,
Yeah.
this is an interesting rules moment.
Mhm.
So the general rule of thumb in D&D is that persuasion rolls between player characters are not necessary or binding.
Yeah.
The players can call for them if you feel like
I
it's
have
useful.
the flaw gullible, though, so I'm not going
Indeed.
to make you roll.
But there is an NPC here to be
Ooh.
convinced. So a
So,
couple of them.
I
So
rolled a
Manair
20 and a
Smurf
7.
Gargamel is a wizard and is definitely not going to fail a wisdom save in this matter. I will roll because disadvantage.
I made a 14 for my persuasion check. A 20 and a 7, unfortunately. The 7 really dragged me down.
So you have a 14 persuasion check.
Yeah.
And this is going to be against an insight check.
The
I'll
adult
remind
for our
you that
group
if
is
you have
literally in hell.
if you have a way to get yourself an advantage, you can counter your disadvantage.
So I can keep that starting 20.
You could, if you were to, for example, spend an inspiration.
I'm gonna save
or had
it.
assistant-
I'm gonna
assistance
save
on the
it.
roll.
I'm gonna
I
save
do
it.
feel like we're gonna need all of those we can
I
get.
think we,
if and
yeah.
when something
My
goes
question
catastrophically
is,
wrong.
if Ugna and Fetid are all on board for this idea, are they assisting in the persuasion of the other NPCs?
I'm not so in love with the idea that I want to fight over it, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
I don't feel like I'm a help in an argument.
It doesn't matter if, as long as you're assisting, it gives advantage.
I
Are you
like a bad
cheerleading
plan.
the idea?
I like a bad plan. I'm like, you know, that does seem pretty smart to me.
I will provide assistance, just because
If we go faster, then we can catch up and save those kids. I'm worried about the kids.
I mean, it wouldn't be as...
Manair Smurf is like, this is a terrible idea. You can't see, and you haven't got any legs, and you're missing a hand.
This is why we need to steal an airship, to make up for our deficiencies.
But how would we even get up there? I don't have any spells handy for this.
I can make up to 8 of us fly, and if some of us carry the others, I might be able to get it done with one casting.
So Garm is watching you all very curiously, so actually, let me roll first of all. Manair Smurf is going to roll the insight check with disadvantage, because she, of course, has the same curse as the rest of you.
But I've got, if I've got assistance, then my nat 20 stands. That's a 27 to beat.
Hoo boy.
Her first roll is not good enough to beat that, and her second roll is very bad. So she eventually, you basically talk about you talk up the previous experience you have with an airship.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're like, well, we flew on an airship from in the north. You know, it was we helped run it, and then there was an airship crash site that we saw. We've seen the technology that we had a big anti-gravity ball for a long time that was used for the airship. We know airships inside and out. This is the best plan.
It'll be fine.
And eventually,
great plan.
She said, well, we would be moving much, much faster if we had some kind of a vehicle, and then actually getting back with the children would be much easier.
Oh yeah,
You're
we
sure
wouldn't
you
have
could
to
fly it?
take the kids through all the undead. That seems like a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
A return trip would be much safer.
Well,
Kobold
Trauman
prop,
always said I was good enough at driving an airship I could do it with my eyes closed, so I guess doing it blind is kind of the same thing. I could give it a
probably the
try.
same. What could possibly go wrong?
All right. I'm convinced, but how are we going to get it away from? I mean, certainly there's going to be people there.
Well, it's not our first time stealing an airship.
Yeah, we either steal it or we kill them. It's easy.
I think we should send up one fly spell's worth of us, so because fewer stealth rolls to fail, basically.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
And then I think 2 or 3 of us together can cobble together a quick.
We're gonna do a cutting
zoom
out
zoom.
action.
Yeah, and we could use passive out trace to increase our. Oh, no, we already have passive out trace, so we can really sneak it up.
Still running. Sounds to me.
Great plan.
So your plan then?
Our plan.
Well, I'm just thinking about for the fly spell thing.
So I can make 4 people fly. No, 3 people fly with a normal casting.
A normal casting, I think you can only do 2.
I think it's 2 to
It's
start.
one person, then plus another one for every level above 3rd that you cast the spell, and you cast it 4th.
Oh, okay. So then either I'll have to ride Ugna, or I can spend 10 HP to cast it a level higher.
Well, you were casting. You were riding me anyway, so we kind of count as one.
Right. You can use your blood magic to cast it 1 level higher. Right. So you could cast it at 5th level and affect 3 people.
Yeah.
So.
Which probably is better because I don't want to like. I think it'll make it harder for Ugna to be stealthy if she's being ridden. So yeah, maybe I'll goose it. I'll take the 10 damage, and that will hopefully help increase our odds of sneaking.
Let's get the PCs up in the air and the NPCs down on the ground looking out for each other.
Yeah.
So while you're discussing this and starting to prepare to cast, Garm will sort of like appear on his wolf out of the bushes, say, "Why do you stop, big dumb things?
We are going to go steal that airship. The flying thing.
Out? It'll be fun."
What? He like looks up at the thing. Why?
So that we can travel.
Flying thing?
So yeah, so we can travel faster and farther, and when we get the children, we can take them safely home very quickly.
He looks very, very suspicious about all this.
That'd be great.
Do what you want, big dumb things. I just take sweet trail meats for bring you to big group of dumb things.
We will be back, and we will continue on the trail as soon as we have that airship. And I'm going to give you half of what I still owe you now. As a gesture of good faith.
If everything goes wrong, can you look after these folks for us? And I wave in completely the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We'll probably be running and fighting.
He shrugs and curls up in the bushes with his wolf companion. You know how like, the wolf will do the dog thing of like circling around until it becomes curled up, and basically with him in the middle.
Aww.
And they just sort of curl up in a little wolf heap.
Adorable.
He says, "Wake me up when you are back or dead or whatever."
Perfect. Sounds
what a
great.
shitty team.
So you're going with so who all's going up there is the question.
I think the 3 PCs are going up.
Yep.
No one uncursed.
You're leaving behind
the Swarms and Magargamel.
Well, Magargamel will be like, no, you're going to need my help.
I mean, she's not wrong.
So
at the very least, she'll remind you that she's the one with the Featherfall spell.
Right.
Fair.
That's true.
All right, so I'm going to need to do either I need to be carried by Ugna, or I need to use both my spell slots to make us all fly.
It's fine. I can carry. I'm carrying you anyway. You're like lashed to my shoulders.
I believe the fly spell still allows you to have your normal encumbrance.
Yeah, and for me that's huge.
right.
Also, an air smurf is able to take the form of a cat pretty
Oh,
easily.
right.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And is very light in that.
Maybe you should take her up as a cat, and I should fly.
Yeah, yeah, and then you can continue flying and be maneuverable.
Yeah, and let me do we dare risk invisibility, which means I can't cast a second fly spell for a while
Right.
to bail us out.
Right.
But then we're like pretty hard to detect. Let me
That's
just see how
true.
many of us I can make invisible.
I think like one cat and Trey count as a person.
Oh right, rabbit.
Yeah.
Well, with
According to
invisibility,
TSA guidelines, yes.
Yeah,
you'd probably have to leave Trey behind if you were invisible.
that is true.
Although Garm is around, so Trey wouldn't be particularly in danger.
Okay, so I can
to you.
invisibility us, which is going to give me another stack of disadvantage on my stealth roll. But then we're invisible too,
That's
which
true.
seems like a pretty. And I don't need to goose it with extra damage because it's second level, so I can.
when you cast invisibility, it actually just a normal casting of invisibility, you can affect 3 people.
Yeah, exactly.
So without goosing it at all.
Yeah,
We're all good.
I think let's go flying invisible. I think that's going to maximize our
Given our
odds.
curse status,
Yeah.
I think we do need to stack
need every
the deck as
advantage
much
we
as
can get.
possible.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Just don't make me make any checks, please.
Yep.
So there's nothing to roll. You cast a fly spell, and you do so with your blood ritual. You take 10 damage, and cast it at a 5th level, which allows you to affect 3 people with fly. Manair Smurf becomes a cat and curls up in a pouch on Ugna's person. And you can then cast an invisibility spell that affects the 3 of you as well. And as long as Manair Smurf stays inside Ugna's clothing, she will be concealed with the invisibility spell.
I take Trey out and I like you be a good boy and you stay with this guy, and I point to wherever I last heard the wolf. You listen
They're
to
just
him,
curled up in a bush. They're just hanging out.
and I will pet his head and try and feed him some mayonnaise.
Throw him on the pile.
Yep.
I'm wondering if I should goose invisibility so that McGargamel is also invisible when she leaves the backpack.
Yeah, I guess you could, because you only need 1 more level of it to hit
Yeah,
all.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I think it's worth the blood.
Sure, it's worth the blood.
It's not like we,
All right.
you know, we have potions even if we don't have a cleric with us currently. We can
You
top
do
you up.
still have a blood elemental with you that you could use that sacrifice instead of your own hit points for this one.
Oh yeah, you know what? I will liquidate.
Oh,
that.
sorry, I'm thinking. No, I'm wrong. Those are the 2 different blood magic feats you have. I am conflating them into one.
Oh right, yeah. This is not blood points.
Yeah.
This is just. It's gotta be my blood.
It's got to be you. It's got to be your hit points for this one.
All right. Well, Grandpa's a little woozy, but here we go. Everyone flying and invisible, unable to see each other.
Yay! Yay!
I'm gonna coordinate us through Pernie net.
Oh God.
This is the most Crash Heroes
Let
thing.
us please tie ropes to each other before we go invisibly flying up there,
That might be a good idea.
because I can't see a thing.
Yeah. All right. Let's do some.
We're gonna
some ropes.
we're gonna rope around each person's waist, and then hold hands and fly.
Yep.
All right. I will steer us for now.
Team building exercise.
You
Crash
can basically
Heroes.
fly Ugna.
Thank you.
Like you can basically.
Yeah.
Ugna is like the main pontoon.
I'm our
and
dirigible.
then
Please.
You've got Copernicus
She is the
strapped to
booster
the back.
stage.
Yeah, you got Copernicus strapped to her back and steering by the ears, and then you've also got like a small kobold and a house cat riding along. So pretty
Just a
Oh,
normal
man.
Dungeons and Dragons.
God, right?
a normal party. Everything's this is
This
just
is
a
going
typical
great.
Dungeons
We're
and Dragons.
just going to
stream.
ride an orc pit fighter up to this pirate ship and
Like
steal
it's a
it.
fucking hang glider.
Great.
Good.
Perfect.
All right.
right.
Okay, and you fly your way up there. So as you're flying up there, invisibly, having gone through all of this ritual and casting and everything, you just take off the ground. You're just heading up towards the boulder when out of the distance, rising up from the craggy peaks of the Blackthorn Hills, a small group of gigantic birds with riders on their backs comes up out of the hills and begins making for the same location that you are.
Cool,
I'm
cool,
gonna
good,
on
good, good.
PernieNet
Great.
say I think we should proceed with caution, but see what's going on. Oh, I guess
Uh,
our little
Do we
slime
have
is
any
also
other
hanging out in the
spells?
ground.
what was that, Peter?
I guess our little slime buddy is also hanging out in the ground for now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I assume you left him
We've
behind.
left various pets on the ground.
Actually, no, you didn't say. He's still in the sack that
Our
Fetid was
small
carrying around.
menagerie.
Good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
He was in an oiled up sack that that Fetid made for him, so he doesn't dissolve it.
Oh right, you just like oozed on the sack a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Rubbed it on my armpits.
I
Good.
think we said that you were able to get something out of your alchemy jug that was
Oh, yeah, that would
workable
make
to
sense.
treat the
Oil.
leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mayo the edges of it.
Good.
Yep.
The slime
good
is just
mayo.
floating in
Really,
mayo.
really high quality olive oil.
Yep. Yep. That Rachel Ray shit.
Oh,
that
yeah.
EOO shit.
It's infused.
When you want to put a gray ooze in your house, just a little of that evu, yummo.
It's infused.
Yeah, you got oozed. Is that? I don't know. It's new Rachel Ray soundbite. Okay.
How fast are we gonna get there before they do? 60-foot fly
Probably
speed.
not. They're actually, or, sorry, probably,
Right?
because you were getting fairly close when you started out, and they're coming out from the distance. Pretty close. That by the time you get up to the shack, and now you can clearly see how this was constructed. There's a natural crack in the rock towards the top, and there is a wooden beam that's been jammed into that crack. And then, in addition, some mining excavation has allowed the thrusting in of these logs towards the bottom. And you can see that the beam at the top is probably holding most of the weight of the entire structure. And it's been built so that it's kind of carried on either side of the rock. So there's almost like a balcony area, a little room on one side of the rock, and then on the other side of the rock, with the additional support of those logs at the bottom, there's a larger building with a big platform out front with mooring posts, and the little boat ship is floating on its own, just floating in the air, tied up to that little dock area. But you also see that on that dock, the logs built into the dock extend out further, and you kind of imagine that maybe they're meant to be like perches, and you can see
Right.
leather thongs like strapped around those perches,
Like some claw marks in them.
yeah, that have like the little ties, or actually very big leather ties that you would
For
imagine
giant
like a
rock-sized
falconer.
jesses. Yeah.
Yeah, like a falconer. What are they called? Jesses.
Jesses. Yep.
Yeah, but like at a much larger scale.
I think even Pernie is considering bailing at this point. Fly lasts 10 minutes, so we have a 5-minute timer before we have to start doing the return
How
thing.
long does
Or-
invisibility
Can I-
last?
Can I? That's an hour. We're good for an hour.
We're good for an hour.
But can I estimate how long it took us to get from the ground to here?
Because we can feather fall down if we need to.
Oh, that's how many people can she feather? I'm gonna ask her that on PernieNet. Oh, actually, I can't PernieNet her. I'm gonna whisper. How many people can you feather fall?
Great.
Okay. Now the number of times that there are people that you can feather fall.
I don't remember, but it's a significant number.
Okay. But enough.
I'm gonna double check actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna quickly check because I'm pretty sure you do it for like an entire
It's a couple
group.
people, yeah.
Up
like
to
it's
5. She
yeah, we're
meows
good.
5 times.
Okay, so we're all covered. Okay, so then we don't need to like bail immediately. We can feather fall back down and then
We can
make our way back
hide
to
and
the
then
camp.
see what's up with these birds.
For now, let's stash ourselves.
I mean, if they're
As
anything
you-
like my birds, though, all we have to do is make a distraction and they'll fly away. They're like, ah.
As you get closer, you notice that there are a pair of figures standing on the smaller building side, the opposite side of the rock from the tied up ship, standing like at the little balcony, kind of like they're having a conversation. And other than those two figures, you can't see all parts of the shack here. The shack is sizable. It's like the size of a very, very small inn. So you imagine there's kind of like one large central room and then a second floor kind of with some small rooms.
Right.
But you can see that the big main room has like large open like window-like spaces, and you can see one person inside who seems to be tending some sort of a small fire. And that's it. There's not a lot of people on the rock itself. The group of bird riders, however, there's 5 of them, and they are approaching on their steeds. You imagine that. Sorry, go ahead.
And they're close enough now that they could see that no one is piloting the airship if the airship took off. They wouldn't just like assume that, oh, we didn't see who got in, but it's one of our own.
Well, it depends. You're invisible.
Yeah.
They would see the ship. They would see that there was no one piloting the ship potentially, but they wouldn't see you guys. Like they wouldn't be able to tell who's on the ship. And they're still a fair ways away.
Okay. The other problem is then we have a group of sky traveling
People.
pirates who we have wronged. Which
Yeah, you
I think
get the impression that this boat that's here is not like the pirate ship. It's more of a like
a dinghy, little ferry.
Yeah, it's more like something that someone maybe uses to bring in supplies and stuff like that. The actual pirate group seems to be these bird riders.
Right.
Okay. Can we just quickly go through what our valuables are? That if we were going to leave something behind, and a note saying like, we really needed your boat, we're saving children, here's payments. What do we got? What do we have that we think would be worth it?
I've got.
I mean, you have a fair amount of gold.
Yeah, I got some gold.
Like you actually no, but Copernicus has the wealth background feature, so you actually have like some valuable stuff on you. Cromwell had a bunch of stuff on him, but I imagine it vanished with him.
He's in hell.
Yeah, all my money's tied up in hell right now, but at least it's not in NFTs. Oh.
Hey.
I'm gonna
NFTs are hell for money.
I got the best pin when I was at Gen Con.
Nice.
Very good. I don't know if it's gonna focus there, but I love it.
I didn't see it.
It's my little fuck NFTs pin.
Ah, excellent.
With a bird on it.
I am going to say, I think we should steal this now before they get here. We should try and make our steering angle so that they can't really see who's taking it and they assume it's one of their own. I'm just going to leave a pile of money and a quick note saying, needed your boat, it was an emergency, saving children, will return it.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, and I'll leave like a sizable stack of cash.
Yeah.
Okay. You do so. So like you're just leaving them like a sack of gold on the dock, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can kind of scroll since you're riding on Una.
You can like Copernicus sunshine. I'm gonna. Go after my shadow. Maybe go after my shadow instead of me. What if I frame myself so that they come after, and we'd send them after the shadow, and then I can make myself invisible when they find you? Okay, Can I lift invisibility on only me?
Yeah, you can. In fact, any one of you could break the invisibility on yourself by doing something else, like casting another spell, for example. Although I guess
I could cantrip.
Yeah, you can basically break the invisibility as you choose. You can punch a stick, whatever. Do something that considers
think some real violent thoughts.
Okay, so now I'm torn between plan A, which is leave them money, part amicably. We have time to then continue our quest without a rush, and intentionally provoking them on the off chance that we can get to the. From up here, can we see down there and see if like we can spot where the group of students might be?
Not really. Like it's such craggy, broken landscape that you wouldn't like. They're not going to be clearly visible. They're going to like, unless you're really lucky, they're going to be like behind some hill or outcropping, right? It's like going through the mountains, right? You're not going to see a specific unless you're passing over the particular mountain somebody's on. You're not going to see them.
I think we should stick
Okay.
to the original idiotic
Yeah.
scheme.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the other
Alright.
option is that we can just wait and see if they go inside and, like, are the birds tired? If they're tired out, maybe they won't chase us as much.
I think I'm going to, yeah, I think I'm going to, what I'll do, I'm going to quickly draw myself when I sign my note so that they know what I look like, so that I can use that later if they do come after me. And I'll send them after the shadow. But I'll sign it.
You could just sign it.
Yeah.
And then,
Sure. So,
and then we're going to go.
You have time to write this note as you're sort of approaching because you're riding on Ukna.
Mhm.
So you can basically get to the boat, just immediately drop a sack of gold, like a pouch of gold with the note tied to it, on the dock, and then have like cut lines or cast off as quickly as you can.
Yeah, let's do it.
So sure. So you cut lines and you start to like try and pilot the boat. So this is going to be fun because
So
now
yeah,
it's
no,
going to
you.
be some skill
What you
checks.
do is you land me, and then
Good.
so I'm like, put my hand on the where's the main sail, and you're like, the what now? And I'm like, the one that goes up to the main sail, and you're like, here.
Oh, there's only one sail, so I assume it's this one.
Yeah, and I'll like feel my way around the ship, and then I'm like, okay, I think I got this.
We need to pull a halyard, and it's like, what's a halyard?
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's a kind of spear.
No, it's
Okay.
a halberd. Still a halberd.
No, that's a kind of bird.
No, that's a hellbird.
Oh no, that's a kind of owlbear.
Yeah.
No, that's what's torturing Tromlin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh dear. All right. Well, let's make some rolls.
All right. What do I roll for piloting a vessel?
And can I
Yes.
history aid?
You can history aid, so go ahead and make your history roll with disadvantage.
You've heard some things about this. Oh boy.
18.
Oh boy.
18 for the low roll. Okay, that breaks. All you need to do is hit 15. So that's going to give a +3 to Ugna's roll.
Okay, good.
So
then-
Ugna,
My low
Can
roll
anyone
was an
have-
11, but what's
Can
my
anyone
skill?
aid to counter the curse for Ugna?
no, because you're going to need to. Someone's going to need to have the ability to operate the vehicles,
Okay.
and Ugna has a proficiency
Yep.
for
in
land vehicles.
yes, in like
which is the
wagons
closest thing you
and
got.
chariots.
So this is going to be basically made as a roll with I think I'm going to consider this like you can make the roll, but you're making it without your proficiency bonus.
Oh, okay.
So
What skill am I adding to it though?
what stat is the question?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to allow Dex.
Okay, that's good. That's a +2. So my low roll
Dex and no
was-
proficiency bonus, so you're
Yep.
just adding 2, but you get another +3 from Copernicus's
Okay, phew. So I rolled an 11 for my
rapid
low.
fire history
I
of
rolled
airships.
An 11 and a 19, so it's 11 plus my 2 for dexterity plus another 3 is
So it's a 16.
16. I broke
Which is-
15, which is good.
Super terrible. So you managed to like and also, by the way, because your disadvantage stacks, if you had gotten the disadvantage removed by
I
something
still
else,
wouldn't have.
you still would have had disadvantage because you're blind.
Gotcha.
You would have needed multiple advantages. You
Yep,
needed to
yep,
spend
yep.
inspiration or something as well. But your disadvantage did not take you below an 11. So with a 16 roll, you basically yell at people to pull on certain ropes. You kind of elbow everybody out of the way and feel your way to the main sail.
Yep.
And grab the rope that basically I guess for a boat this scale, it would be more like a boom that you would directly control and pull on.
Yep.
So you basically pull down the furled sail, you pull
Yep.
down the boom so that you can like turn the sail in different directions. It immediately catches wind and starts to yank on
I
it.
set up
This is like
Fetid at the wheel, and I'm like, okay, you got to steer us, buddy. I'm gonna pull
right.
this. And I can feel the wind, and I'm like licking my finger and sticking it up. I'm like, all right, I can feel where the wind is. I'm gonna control the sail. You tell me if we're gonna crash into rocks. Let's do this.
So I know that you lose invisibility when you make an attack roll, but what about when you make a attack roll?
A tack
Oh
roll.
god. Oh.
I roll to tack.
Yeah.
I imagine in this particular case, you are not going to try to tack. You're just going to go wherever the wind takes you because you're
Yeah.
trying to get away.
Yeah.
The
Thank you,
weirdest
Michael
thing about
Wind.
this, I need some more rolls though, because so Fetid, Ugna tells
Yeah.
you to get to the wheel.
Yep.
And to steer, and you're like, okay, I get you get the idea. You're not like a
Yeah.
sailor, but you
Nope.
understand there's a wheel. You turn it, and it makes
Mhm.
the thing turn.
Mhm,
What you're
mhm.
not super aware, and Ugna would probably shout out to you, having made this decent vehicle operation roll, that you need to turn in the opposite direction that you're sailing, that you're
Yeah.
turning. Turn the wheel the
Okay.
opposite way you want to go.
It's not righty
And so
tighty
you're-
lefty loosey.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
righty
you're
lefty,
right.
Mhm.
lefty righty.
And you're like, right, and you get to the wheel, and there's two wheels,
Oh, good.
and you don't know what to do. There are two wheels, one above the other.
Can I just tell Ugna, like, yo, there's actually two wheels?
I think
What
one's
would
probably
it look like?
the like pitch and yaw or whatever. Let's try the one on the right first. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Can you see anything, Pernie?
Okay.
Can you figure this one out?
Gently. I'm gonna crawl over to the other wheel.
I mean, you can fly. You're still flying.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You have
Yeah.
a fly spell on you. Yep. So you are going to attempt to turn the wheel so that the ship moves away from the dock.
Half a grandpa driving one wheel and a stinky kobold
gonna-
driving the other wheel.
I'm going to randomize here.
I might actually
One,
have.
two or three.
I
four,
might actually
five,
ask Gargamel to grab the other wheel so that I don't have to do any disadvantaged rolls, double disadvantage rolls.
six. McGargamel also has disadvantage, so
Yeah.
No, but I have. I'm also multitasking.
right. You're double
Right.
disadvantaged because you're
Yeah.
concentrating on
Right.
your spells. Correct. I forgot about that. Yeah. So you pull on the wheel so that the boat will move away as Ugna gets the sail, so that the boat immediately starts trying to pull forward. And you turn so there's a huge fin of a like a not just a rudder but almost like a sail underneath the boat, which is clearly how it steers. And you turn it, and instead the fins on the side of the boat move, and instead of moving away from the dock, the boat plunges straight down as you turn it to go down.
Ooh.
So you go straight into a dive.
That's a good way to get away
Whoop.
fast.
Yeah.
Don't do whatever that is. Whatever you're doing, don't do it. Do the opposite.
Everybody make me an athletics check with disadvantage if appropriate.
Oh boy.
Remember, we're all tied together. I don't know if that helps or
That's
hurts us, but
All right, that's 13 for me.
My low roll is 24.
Okay. Who all is tied together?
All of
Copernicus
us.
All of
was
us.
lashed. So Copernicus was lashed to Ugna's back. That has to have been undone if Copernicus was going to like move away.
I thought that we were all like we had like 10 feet of rope between each of us.
Yeah,
and
and
we
we were
were on one
like
line.
roped
That's what I
along
was
the
imagining.
waist
Sure.
for flying, so no
Okay.
one drifted away into the sky.
So that's a 6 for me.
Okay. And all right. In that case, Ugna is the only one who makes it, which is good because that gives you an anchor.
Yep.
So as the ship plunges down, everyone is like floating on. Like you're all fly spell, so you're all basically the ship goes down and you don't. Basically, Ugna keeps a hold of the mast and the boom and the sail, and so the two of you are now trailing behind on ropes, like balloons being like hauled, which means no one's at the wheel.
Mage hand! Mage
We're
hand!
gonna crash this thing
Except
directly
for-
into the ground.
Except possibly for Manair Smurf, except she was not tied to anybody.
No.
Because she was a cat earlier, and therefore when she failed her saving throw, she is just gone. You don't know where she is. She's invisible, and she's not at the wheel anymore.
Oh, good.
I mean, you don't even know. You don't know if she's at the wheel anymore because she's invisible.
Okay, I'm gonna
All you
say,
know is that the boat's still going down.
as long as we can slow down to less than 60 feet per second or per round, she can catch up. She can see the boat. So I'm mage in the wheel. I'll try and get the other one, and I'm gonna cast my rod and see if I can
Oh,
catch
we
the other
have
wheel to
such
get the
good
left,
plans.
all the left and right.
such
This
good
is
plans when
mage
Tromlin's not
handing,
here to stop
basically.
us.
Or sorry, you don't have mage hand. That's right.
Yeah,
Um,
I have unseen servant, but no no
You don't have
capacity to cast spells.
Yeah, you don't have the time. Well, Unseen Servant also is one of your rituals, isn't it? Oh no, you have the actual spell.
Yeah, but I'm out of slots, so.
Yeah.
Fetid, you gotta grab that wheel any way you can.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Fetid does have Mage Hand with the bugs.
I do. I can do a mage handy thing.
Please let the bugs drive the ship.
So the wheel
Yeah.
that you turned
No.
made the thing go down. So you know that you know turning it the other way would logically make it come back up again, or at least level
Yeah.
off.
I would like to attempt to do that.
So you use your Mage Hand to turn the wheel, and in fact, the plunging ship levels off, and you can begin to basically magically control your insect swarm to like turn the wheel. And then as the thing levels off, you immediately come back down to deck. You're no longer trailing behind on a rope.
Doggo. One good doggo.
Yay! Stream on pause. Time for a dog pause.
One good
We're
dog.
super
Get it?
not feeling it. He's like, put him down.
We have to pause the stream for the pause.
Aw.
Yay!
He's so offended that I picked him up.
He's like, what happened?
How dare you?
That was an excellent puppy times. Okay. So you can clearly see these various bird riders like changing their course. One
As
of
the
them is still
ship
heading up
falls.
towards the deck where they were before. The other four are all heading directly towards you guys.
How far away are we from them?
And they are shouting to one another. Close enough at the speed that they're moving that they will likely overtake unless you can figure out how to make this thing go faster.
All right, I do a history check to find out how to make this thing go faster.
Where's the turbo button on the airship?
Sure, you're like, how can we go faster than this?
Or Arcana, or whatever's relevant to you.
I would say history would be relevant.
All right, disadvantage. Here we go.
Yep.
Low rolls of 15.
Ooh.
Yeah, you figure that the best thing to do is to just run from the wind. Like you just need to turn the boat to take best advantage of the wind that you have.
Okay.
Would be your best bet.
Can I make sailcloth out of blood?
I guess you could.
A very Pernie question.
Increase the size of our. Well, before we do that, do we have any? I'm going to ask. Does anyone have any more cloth we could attach to the mast?
I will whip off my cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could
And
like sort of.
I'm holding
like,
it out,
let
and I
your-
don't know where to give anybody.
You can
how
just
it
let your
is.
cloak balloon out in the wind and
Yeah.
just hold the other end of it and just be unmasked.
Oh, yeah,
You're
that'll
a
do.
big. You're
I'm
a
big.
big entity.
Yep.
And I think I'm going to drop invisibility on us at this point because we're being pursued anyway.
Exit pursued by
And
a
I don't want the
bird.
disadvantage. Or I'm ready to drop invisibility. I guess fine. And I'm also just going to yell at it like, okay, are you in the boat yet? In case the fly wears off.
You cut out there. I think
Oh.
your shouting overwhelmed your microphone.
Pernie is going to yell, Magara Gamel, are you with us if I have to drop the flying spell? Are you safe?
You hear no immediate response.
Oh dear.
You can hear the eagle riders shouting to each other as well.
Good.
These
Perfect.
bandits on giant eagles. Okay.
I have
All right,
also
so-
no idea how we're gonna get Trey back, but we can figure about that out later.
I will say you are now fulfilling your bucket list precisely because high speed air chase was absolutely one of the specific things on your bucket list.
Yay!
As
Good.
you now began like diving. So do you want to use your blood crafting to try and make an additional sail?
The problem is, if I damage myself, I think I have to make a roll to keep my concentration going on the spell that could... Oh, she can featherfall.
I've got lots of blood.
Can I... Well, so I think I have to use... I think I get the blood dice back from other people's... But still have to damage myself for 1d8. Is that right?
No, so the source of your blood die for doing that that particular feat's blood magic can be external to you. So you
Yes,
can.
the idea is if I don't have any blood dice left, I can't get blood from something else, then I can just gouge myself up.
Correct.
Okay, so then I might borrow some blood.
Do what you need to. I'm holding the mast here.
All right, turbo boost. I'm gonna stab Ugna and try and float it into a bigger sail for us.
Okay.
If this requires any kind of check, I will drop invisibility.
You will do what? Sorry, if it requires a
If
check.
it requires any kind of check, I'll probably drop invisibility so that
Okay.
chances.
It will require a degree of check, just like knowing how to anchor this blood sail to the craft in such a way that it actually will function as a sail. You can't really put it on the same mast that already has a sail on it because it's just.
Okay.
It's like imagine like you've got a big flat surface catching the wind, and you put another big flat surface next to it, like in front of it. Well, it's not going to do anything because the other surface is already catching.
I start yelling, a spanker! You gotta make a spanker!
Now is no time to talk about my bedroom antics.
No, it's a big piece of cloth that goes on the back of the ship.
So I can do that. The other thing I was thinking about doing is just trying to extend our sail, like if that's possible, just make the same sail bigger.
Do it like a jibboom.
Either way,
like
go ahead and make
a sun sail.
Yeah, either way, go ahead and make a like a history check.
Can I aid
sort of,
as I yell out nautical things?
You did.
Good.
I absolutely will count
Good.
that as aid. So that will counter one disadvantage.
But then I only have one because I've dropped invisibility.
Okay, if you're dropping invisibility for sure.
Yeah.
You're at a.
So then.
Yes!
Clutch, net 20 that actually matters.
Yes!
What'd you roll?
Nat 20.
So 30,
Oh,
30
nice.
total.
Okay, well, so you actually realize there's lots of room at the bow for a spritzel.
A spritzel.
Like a sail that hangs underneath the ship.
It's not the
Because
time to
this
talk
is
about snacks, Lane.
spritzel. That's a sex thing?
No,
No,
that's like a
snacks,
pretzel.
Snacks.
It's like a pretzel.
Yeah.
Snacks. Oh, I thought you said sex. I
All
take
the-
that as Freudianly as you choose. So yeah, you string out this like sail made of Ugna's blood from the front of the ship and fasten it
Good.
to some of the pegs on the gunnels on either side of the little bowsprit, and it bags out and catches additional wind, and you get a few extra knots out of her. And this becomes a real. So they were gaining pretty steadily on you until this happens, and you shout out at Ugna to steer into the with the wind, and Ugna's like, "I'm not steering," and Fetid
No, I'm
wheel.
tacking, not steering. You're steering.
Oh, right.
As I'm like just muscling
Amazing.
the boom along to try and keep, because I can feel the wind. I can't see what's going on, but I can feel the wind direction, and I'm just trying to keep the sail as full as possible.
Can I borrow a bit more blood for something that I don't know if it's going to help, but it'll be really cool?
Do it.
Okay. Can I make a like silhouetted skywriting banner behind us? So like negative space. So I don't have to use a ton of blood. I want to minimize how much blood I'm taking from our tank here.
Good.
But that says like I paid for it. I'm renting it. I swear. And a
This
skywriting
is a
banner behind
rental.
us. It's a rental.
I swear. Okay, Alina, for
Yep.
total for here, please
Yep.
take 14 damage.
Good. That's fine.
From all the blood that you've lost.
That is fine.
When you drop the invisibility spell, okay, now everyone can be seen.
Yep.
Ugna is standing in the middle of this little boat, holding desperately to the mast to not fly off, but also holding the boom at the bottom to direct the sail. Copernicus and Fetid are streaming out behind on ropes with the
Good.
fly spell
Good.
and like being dragged, while Fetid like desperately concentrates his attention and a stream of bugs from his body down to the two wheels, which now clearly you can tell one is controlling the pitch and the other is controlling the yaw. So basically you have one to steer left and right and one to steer up and down with these two wheels, and you're basically sending your bugs back and forth between the two to try and steer this crazy thing.
Good.
While Copernicus with his knife out, directing the magic blood, is causing this like blood to stream out of Ugna's body where he has cut her into the shape of a sail hanging from the front of the boat,
Oh
and
yeah.
also
So
into this
interesting
shape.
question. Was the blood visible before I dropped invisibility?
Ooh.
You did it all simultaneously, so I will say
Okay.
you didn't get to find out the answer to that experiment.
Yeah, I
But
think
the other person
invisibility
who becomes
would
visible,
drop any when you stab me.
All right.
Yeah.
Gargamel.
Yeah.
the other person that actually when you would have had to drop invisibility when you initiated the blood
Yeah.
sacrifice. So way back up where you were by the platform is still hovering Mynheer Smurf McGargamel, who's now fully visible, no longer in cat form, and floating up there with robes billowing. And the guy who was inside the shack is running out onto the decks, and the one mounted giant eagle with the bandit on its back is flying towards the deck towards her as well. And so at this point, she shouts to them, "There's your payment," and points at the bag of gold, and then just drops like a rock, like deliberately drops out of the sky.
Good.
Yeah.
So that they are no longer moving towards her.
Sorry, it hurts rent the ship.
Rent a ship. Good.
Nice.
It hurts rent a ship. Excellent.
Good.
Well done. So now, there's a crazy madcap chase through the hills going on. Let's have some contested
Oh
rolls.
boy.
I'm gonna keep trying to aid through history.
Go ahead and make your roll. You still have disadvantage, but only one source of disadvantage.
20.
I'll remind 20 is your low roll.
Yeah,
Nice.
I have plus 10. I have plus 10,
Nice.
so.
I'll remind the audience that if you continue to cheer for our heroes, they might roll over and get some more inspirations, which they
Are you
may
not
very much
entertained?
need, because their curses are pretty robust here. Ugna, I need you to make me another dex
That's what I figured.
check. Your proficiency bonus is not applying because
Yep.
it's
I already
not your
rolled it.
main way of doing this.
Do I still get the +3?
Yes, because he succeeded.
So that's a 17. I rolled 12
Okay.
as my
I
low.
am rolling. The contested roll here with them is animal handling.
Ooh, right.
So you're rolling your proficiency to sail this
Yeah.
this ship. They're rolling their animal handling to try and gain on you. Okay. So the one of them that was moving towards Mynheer Smurf drop. The bird basically furls in its wings and drops in pursuit of her. The guy on the deck who was running forward, had the gold pointed out to him and is like, "Oh, gold!" and grabs that. The four remaining ones that are chasing you guys, one of them veers off in the wrong direction when you take a sudden turn. Sorry, two of them, and the other two remain in hot pursuit and are in fact gaining on you.
All right, I'm gonna borrow some more blood. Or actually, I don't need to maintain fly anymore, do I?
Well, that would make Minerva stop flying.
That's true. And
I
she's
thought she was
still
dropping
flying.
intentionally.
No, she's dropping like in the way that you would brake while you're in a car, but that's different from like just throwing the car in neutral.
Okay. So I'm gonna keep borrowing blood then.
Yep, go ahead. I've got
I'm
lots
gonna
of
try
it.
and hemorrhage one of them that's following us if they get within 60 feet. If it counts as a spell, I can double that range with the ring of sorcery.
Sorry, so you're not using your own blood dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep borrowing from Ugna.
Okay. So you haven't used your blood dice yet, have you? You still have two.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, and so those don't hurt me to use to start?
Yeah, they do. You
Okay.
you take 1d8 damage.
Yeah, so I'm gonna avoid using those until I'm certain we don't need fly.
Gotcha.
It's
You've
been
just,
probably
like-
10 minutes though. I'm probably running out of timer on it.
I thought fly had the longer timer.
No,
Or was it
invisibility is an
visibility?
hour, fly is 10.
Okay, in that case, yeah, it's about to run out.
All right, then I'll just drop that and I'll take some of my own blood this time around.
Okay. I mean, I'm still good. I just
Oh,
imagine you like
actually, you know what?
planted the ritual dagger in my leg and it's just like drinking my blood.
Actually, I might still borrow from Ugna anyway,
Yep.
because I've already taken 20 damage from goosing the previous spells.
Right.
Sounds good.
So yeah, I'm gonna borrow more blood from Ugna, and I'm gonna try and hemorrhage, hemorrhage one or both of them. If they ever come within 60 feet, I'm like ready with that action.
Okay.
Oh
Alina, you
heck!
take
Hype
6
train.
damage.
Yep. I will add 6 on there.
Oh no, a hype train has begun.
Hype train.
Yes.
Hype train! Not only has
Also,
a
we've
hype
already
train
just
begun,
rolled
you've
over.
rolled over.
Heck yeah!
Everybody
Thank
gets
you,
an
everybody.
inspiration.
Oh my god, we need it.
Thank you.
Even Tromlin,
Actually,
who is
Ugna,
not
as
here.
someone who suffered this before, do you
Yep.
think I should blind the rider or the bird?
I mean, it's really hard to fly when you can't see.
That's true.
I would do the bird.
It is up to you. You would imagine that. I mean, you could roll me an animal handling for how well you understand what would happen.
I imagine the bird would freak out.
All right, animal handling. Low roll is a 12.
Woohoo.
No, that's an owl.
Get hype.
Excellent. Go hype train. Hype train. Boo boo. Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay, so as they approach, which they are definitely attempting to do, you use your blood magic to cause hemorrhaging. This is one of the cool options with this feat. With your blood casting, you take the damage of the blood dice, which you've done to Ugna, and now you can do 2d6 damage to one target, and they are blinded as the blood oozes from their orifices, including their eyes.
That seems bad.
So you're doing this, sorry, to the eagle?
Yeah, well, first I rolled a 12 on my animal handling to guess what my best target is. I think I'm going to do it to the bird. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're not 100% sure, so you choose to do the bird. The bird is going to
Seems
take
bad.
9 damage, but
Ooh, hey.
also it is blinded, and in fact, it does what any bird does if it can't see and it's flying. It immediately goes down and tries to land. So it is like it just drops away from pursuit.
Poor birdie.
All right. Well, if you can keep the blood coming, I'll get the next one.
I'm good. I'm still good. I'm only down 20 hit points, so that's less for me than for you.
Yeah, so if that guy comes within range, I'm
An
hemorrhaging.
anonymous cheerer
Anonymous
has just rolled us
cheerer.
over.
Heck yeah.
And we hit 100% on the hype train.
Hell yeah.
Boy, you guys
Also-
needed a hype train real bad.
Oh boy. When we
Yeah, we
hype real
did.
good, we get like extra bonuses from our DM. Like cool
Indeed.
magic stuff or a big
Yeah, if you
advantage.
guys top out on the hype train, we'll see what
Amazing.
interesting things I might
Cool.
give you.
Can I have my
So-
hand back?
Yeah, let's have an
You
initiative
just
roll. at this
lizard
stage.
regrow your hand.
Yeah.
Everyone except Copernicus, please roll initiative.
Heck, I rolled good.
All right.
Dirty.
Roll beef, then.
Well, no, dirty 19, not 20.
And remember, all of your rolls are affected, so roll with disadvantage.
Oh, damn. Right.
Oh.
Birthday bits for Dan.
Aw, birthday bits for Dan.
Yay. I rolled a 17 and a 4. So
Oh, nice.
6.
We're at 61% on
I-
high train level 2, so this is going to be we might burn our
Hoip.
boons as we gain them.
Mhm.
Worth
I have a
doing.
16 total.
16 total after the disadvantage.
Yep.
And what else did I hear? What did you end up with, Ugna?
6.
Okay.
Also, that rolled us over
and-
twice. We are at 200% on that inspiration tracker, so I gotta
Sweet.
throw
Well, you
some
already
more.
added one.
I already added
you
one,
already
so I
added
gotta add
one.
one more.
So you got a second one. Yes, that is correct. And that means everybody's full, which means I'm gonna. Well, we'll
Heck
see how many
yeah.
you burn. We'll see how many you burn as things
Yeah.
rise. And what did you have, Copernicus, for initiative?
I thought you told me not to roll it.
Oh, sorry, right. I was putting you at the top because you
Oh,
kind of
right.
started this.
Right.
I'm
That's
just
my
putting
secret.
you
You started this
Being the
madness.
aggressor.
This madness is your fault.
Okay,
Actually,
and
can we not burn that extra inspiration that's not getting gained on the initiative roll?
yeah, you could.
Yeah, sure, let's do that. The one that would roll over and be lost. Well, that's a little bit better. I rolled a 10, so that's a 12. So I literally doubled my
Your roll.
my roll.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Okay, this hype train came at a very good time for you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
2.5 minutes for the hype train to roll over again, folks. All right, we'll see what interesting things I may decide to
Because
grant.
of this.
Well, we'll see. Right now, you guys have already gained your inspirations, but now I may have to come up with other things to give you as it goes. And if we hit a certain level at the hype train, maybe I'll come up with like a birthday present for Dan from the chat.
Aw.
Anyway, so first up was Copernicus. You blinded the one bird. It is dropping away. Second up is going to be Fetid. So now that you can
Alright.
see that sort of combat has been engaged, you can decide what to do in that sense. You're already steering the boat you've already steered the boat into a direction where you're taking maximum advantage of the wind.
Okay.
There's really nothing more to be done in terms of steering.
All right.
You've got the max speed.
Hoip.
Oh, we hit another level of hype.
Heck yeah. Hyped it up.
Hype. Hype, 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 hype.
Well, there's not much I can do with only one hand aside from attempt to use my gathered swarm to maybe knock one of the riders off their birds.
That seems like a very useful
Yeah.
thing to do with your gathered swarm.
Yes, I would like to try and do that.
Okay, let me have a look here. So with your gathered swarm,
Oh, I can
Yeah.
move a target 15 feet horizontally. Could that
Yep.
include
make it-
all?
Yeah.
Good.
So you basically,
Just
I will
shove.
roll a
Oh,
strength save.
Let me come here.
So your
Alright.
your swarm of bugs are going to swarm the other bird rider that's gaining on you, and attempt
Good
to and just
bird.
buzz him,
Good
and he has to
bird.
make a strength
Oh,
save
yeah.
or be pushed off the bird. So he's got a DC 15 strength save.
Hype train
Nice
bonus.
bird, idiot.
Bird time. Bird time.
I am afraid he did make it.
Ah,
Aw.
well.
Made his strength
I'll
save.
try again next time.
Yep, you certainly can. Next up is them. So this guy is going to with one. So he's like, spitting bugs out of his mouth, and he pulls what looks like a wand out of his belt, and he fires a bolt of magic
Hey.
at you guys. I'm going to randomize who he's shooting at. The big orc on the deck. Hey, all the hype people get to see a bird as part of
Yeah.
your rewards for this hype train.
Bird
Hype
time.
train's still moving.
Bird time.
Still
I'm
moving,
unlocked.
folks. Look at this bird.
Who's a
Look
good
at
barber?
bird. Okay, so they can see
Birdie.
1, 2, 3 of you on the deck. I'm gonna make it on a 1. It's fetid. On a 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1 or 2. It's fetid. 3, 4, 5. It's Ugna because Ugna's
Yep.
a bigger target. And only on a 6 is it Copernicus because he's kind of like a little hidden away, just doing blood magic rather than actually
Yep.
engaging here.
Mm-hmm.
So that, oh no, actually that's not true. He's
Nom,
like
nom, nom.
pointing directly at the guy, at the one bird that he just did his hemorrhaging at. So I'll just randomize it equally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, it's Copernicus.
Uh-oh.
Go birdo.
Copernicus, you have been shot with some magical
No.
energies.
You don't have a lot of hit points.
Don't like that.
And this is going to exceed your armor class.
Ruh-roh.
dear.
So Rutro indeed. You are going to take...
Who's a good bird?
Come on, brain. 4, 8, 12. 12 lightning damage as
Zorch?
a bolt of energy flies out of this wand and hits you.
Alrighty. That's but it puts me at 20 HP.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Good.
And he is also going to try and he's still gaining a bit. The two that missed that swerved off the wrong way are now kind of like circle around and kind of
Good birdie.
sort of try to intercept you. So they're going to put all
you
of
do
their
wings?
effort into their riding.
Can you do wings?
Oh,
Good
you're
bird.
going to do a big wings. I want to see her do the full lift.
Can you do eagle?
Okay.
Eagle.
Eagle.
Eagle. Good bird. Up. Get that wing up. Good bird.
There you go.
Good bird.
There we go. Now you got Meg doing tricks on camera.
I know. It's 'cause
Man,
she's
look
such
at all
a good
these
bird.
treats. Oh, 1 minute left on the hype train. Is this where it shall
Can you
end?
turn around? Turn around.
If we go
Turn
over
around.
one more hype train, you
Good
guys, or not the
bird.
hype train, but
Whoa.
the rollover here, another 40-some%. Oh, gonna do a turnaround.
Yeah.
This
Other
is
way,
very
Meg.
good.
Other
This
way.
is some good stream content.
Good bird.
We got to see some puppy scritches and some bird tricks.
Do a high five. High five.
Okay, so those
Good
guys made their
bird.
roll and they are starting to gain on you and maneuver themselves to on opposite sides to try and cut you off in a way that you can't escape. We're down to 16 seconds
Good
on
birdie.
the hot train.
You do one more eagle?
278%.
Eagle.
Can we get
Good bird.
Okay, and at the same time, the other eagle back that was going after
Heck yeah, thank you
hype
everybody.
train success. We did it.
We rolled
Okay,
over
I
one more
have a
time.
proposal.
Yep.
I need to put this proposal to my players because they are the artists.
I like you.
I would like to suggest that we do some kind of sketch or drawing for Shadow DM Dan
Aw.
as a birthday present
Dan
from
birthday?
the chat.
Mhm.
What do you guys think?
That sounds delightful.
Would you all be willing to do some kind of little drawing
I got
for
that.
Shadow DM Dan?
Heck yeah.
Okay, then that is my gift to you, chat. That for this great show of support for our players, we are giving a gift in your name of artwork for our Shadow DM.
I will be right back.
I even already have a sketch for Dan from Randy.
Oh, perfect. Oh, I was just going to tell Jeff that we're about to hit break, but when he
okay.
comes back, I'll let him know. So the last thing I was going to do before break is the last Eagle Rider is the one that was going after an air smurf. He is plunging after her and gaining. She is now feather falling.
Right.
And you see her sort of disappear into the mists above the rocks below. But not before you see a massive fireball blossom out of the shadows and engulf the bird and rider. And that's the last you see of all of them as you go careening off towards the horizon, chasing the high-speed winds of this high altitude.
Excellent plan.
And with
well
that,
done.
I think at that point we will take our break.
All right. We'll be
Okay.
back in 10 minutes. Thanks so much, everybody.
So
We'll be back shortly.
nobody say anything yet to Shadow DM Dan. I'll come up with a lovely little note for him.
Yeah.
To inform him of his birthday present from the chat. Okay, y'all, and we will be back in about 10 minutes.
See y'all soon.
Break time. Let's have no more fires.
Yes.